Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Well, strong sell-off here on the ADA chart. Did not get a sustained break below support, but I highlighted to you in the previous video that it's likely that we get a lower X wave, which so far happened. However, the break below the 78.6 fib level, even though it was not a sustained break, it was quite strong, did not take out the previous low. So again, I just want to highlight here again that it is not a given that we will get this E wave to the upside from here. It is certainly possible that either this D wave resets a little bit before we start with the E wave corrective rally in the triangle, or that it goes down straight away. On the ADA chart at the moment, if you have missed previous videos and if you're a bit confused, we are currently tracking this Elliott wave triangle, which is a corrective structure, which means it's certainly not bullish at this stage. It's corrective. It's basically range movement, which eventually should lead to another bear market low, potentially in the region around 15 cents. I mean, that's at the moment quite vague. Yeah, we will be able to specify that further as we get a little bit more clarity and as we get the lower degree wave structures in place. But in this triangle, it would be likely to get one more lower high in a so-called E wave, because a triangle is a 5-wave move, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, and this E wave is still outstanding, basically. Now, it doesn't need to happen right now, but it would be the ideal spot to start it. Now, it's just that the latest sell-off here, if it doesn't turn around now and rally in the E wave, we might get either a reset of the D wave. So currently it's assumed that wave D might have finished here on the 18th or 17th of August. So it might reset a little lower. The problem with that is it doesn't really have much space. And if we break below the current D wave low, which is at around 24 cents, yeah, then it is very likely it's going to break below the June low. And if we do that, this cannot be a triangle anymore. What would it be then? Well, it would still be in line with our base case, yeah, our thesis that ADA will produce another bear market low. But it would not happen in a triangle. It will then most likely be some kind of a diagonal structure. Wave 1 to the downside, wave 2 to the upside, wave 3 to the downside, wave 4 up, wave 5 down. Could also reach, like in maybe a descending wedge pattern here, the 15 cent level. It would just be a different structure. Most importantly, it will be very much in line with our main thesis that another bear market low is very likely. But yeah, it just looks like a triangle at the moment because we had, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down. But to get a complete triangle, it now needs to produce 3 more waves up. And at the moment, it doesn't seem very motivated to do it. But the potential is there as long as we haven't broken below that 24 cent level. And ideally, as I said, we didn't really want it to break below the 24.7 cent level to get that E wave. And it could be that the E wave has already started in a WXY structure. But as you can see here, we now have 3 waves very, very clearly complete in an X wave here. Yeah, it's a nice 3-wave move. And another low below today's low, which was at around 24.3 cents, would most likely invalidate this idea. And I would first follow the idea, depending on how the structure will look like. But I've got a question mark here anyway already, yeah. I will first follow the idea of a more potential reset of the D wave. But if the price breaks below the June low, which is at 22 cents, I'm going to push the dash. I'm going to put a dotted or dashed line onto the chart now. The price breaks below that level, we have a more direct confirmation that is going down directly in an ending diagonal, yeah, which is possible. The structure doesn't look like it very much. It's a valid count, but it just doesn't. Yeah, but it can always evolve, right? The point here is we're waiting for another bear market low, and we're expecting it at least, and the market is moving in corrective structures. I did already warn you that I don't see the odds as very high that it's going to follow through in a rally to the upside. It might still do it as long as support isn't broken, and as long as support holds, we treat it like that. But you can see that Bitcoin is making a little tiny move, and the altcoins show a large reaction at the moment, so it's quite negative, quite bearish. And therefore, yeah, I have very much doubt that this is still going to happen with that break below support. But we're observing it, highlighted to you anyway that it's not a high probability. This is not really a setup anyway. Yeah, it's not really a setup that you normally want to trade. So it's about tracking the movements, understanding what's likely going to happen, where ADA is in the cycle, and basically we're tracking them to be able to identify valid and reliable setups. I think, to be honest, at the moment, the best course of action on the ADA chart is to do nothing, which is basically very actionable. Yeah, not to do anything. Sometimes, you know, if you're bored and you're just watching a chart, you're not doing anything. Sometimes you make you know, silly things like you know, trading where you shouldn't do. So again, I mentioned before, probably the best course of action is just to wait for reliable setups here on the ADA chart. Yeah, this is just range movement, so obviously very difficult and not trending at all. Yeah, but you can see it's trolling support, so it might really want to break down more directly. I'm gonna follow that for you. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.